Hello, and thanks for tuning in to a new episode of Inside Houston Real Estate. My name is Lance Basil, your host, and today we are in downtown Houston filming a phenomenal high-rise known as Market Square Tower. Before I go any further, I want to give the staff here at the tower a huge thank you for allowing this tour to take place. Now, folks, stick with us through the end of this video because this building has some of the coolest amenities, more than I've seen in any of the other high-rises that we've toured. So without any further ado, let's get this tour started. All right, so for the next to largest unit that we're shooting today, we are in a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, plus an office slash study, 1,976 square feet, and this unit rents for about $5,400 a month. So more, let's take a look at the little entryway here. You have a couple little spaces you can hang some art, pretty cool. This unit has a lot of different closet spaces. So here's your coat closet right here. And then your powder room is right here in the entry, which is nice. So it's away from the bedrooms, it's away from the main living area, but really nicely done. And then before you get further into the unit, you also have your laundry closet, which is out of the way. So I like the fact that these are out of the way. Sometimes you see the laundry closets like off the great room, and this is pretty good design. All right, a lot of wall space, as you can see. And they really, for an apartment, is a generous use of closet space. So take a look at this on both sides. Really nice area to store some things. You might want to use it as a pantry. And before we get further into the apartment, let's take a look at the secondary bedroom. And you know, we were in that last unit, and it does have a more elegant feel here. I don't know if it's because it's the darker woods and the carpeting, but this is pretty cool. Decent sized bedroom, large window, great views. Pretty cool. What do you think of this so far?
I like it a lot, actually.
All right. And here is your study slash office. For privacy, you do have pocket doors that will meet in the middle. So that's pretty cool. And there's also a closet in this room. So really, this is truly a 3-bedroom unit, kind of sort of, because it's a closet and a window. So if you didn't need an office space, you can have 3 bedrooms here. I personally would make it an office. Nice sized kitchen. More, I'll let you stay there. I'll go around this way, but Long Island. You have a double oven. We don't often see this on the channel. We usually see an oven and a microwave, but you have a true double oven plus the microwave. Gas cooktop, under cabinet lighting, nice backsplash here. I like it.
I like it too. And for it to be older, what I do really appreciate about this property is the uniqueness of the floor plans. You know, touring so many properties, I feel like the floor plans always look very similar, just different finishes. But I do appreciate the uniqueness of a different floor plan.
Right. And then this is pretty cool because we're in a corner unit. I mean, folks, you can see that this is a really large floor plan, almost 2,000 square feet. You have a dining table here for 6 in this great room. You have your living area here, but it's so big, you even have room for a piano.
Wow.
More, you want to hit some of the keys?
I think they would rather me not.
I agree. All right. So nice size great room. And then off the great room, you have a balcony. And you know what I can appreciate here? The width of this balcony.
Yes.
A lot of times you have a chair and you sit in the chair and your feet can literally touch the railing. So there's some space out here. You could put maybe even a table, some plants out here. This is pretty nice. But folks, take a look at the view. This is nice. And at nighttime, it's going to be even more spectacular. And then straight out, that's Minute Maid Park where the Astros play. The roof is open, so this is nice. And on Friday nights, when the Astros are playing, they shoot off fireworks. So if you had a unit on this side of the building, you'd see all the fireworks going off. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's go inside. And we will go here to the primary bedroom. And you know, this is a big bedroom.
This is.
This is clearly a king size bed, decent sized night tables, and you still have room on the side of the bed. And then the other touches they do here are these built in shelves. That's a nice touch. And we don't see that often. The newer buildings don't have little niches and things like that.
Exactly.
And let's take a look at the primary. So you have your dual vanities here, sinks, very large tub, nice shower, walk-in, mud set. And I would say this is a pretty decent sized closet.
Yes.
I mean, it's big enough they put this little circular seat in here.
Ottoman. Something.
Ottoman with
There's
a
even a
bottom.
mirror
Yeah,
on
it's
the
pretty
door.
nice. Yeah, and a mirror on the door. So that's pretty cool. Good space. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. We toured so many buildings, and for 5,400, 1,976 square feet, I can tell you it's some of the newer buildings that I've had clients move into because they wanted the newer and maybe a particular location. They're paying this or more for 13 to 1,400 square feet. So this is a really good value. Anything else you want to add about this particular apartment, Lord?
I don't think so. I'm sure 2017, this was booming.
2017.
This was the place to be.
Yeah, so think about 8 years ago, and not to be in people's business, but I know James Harden, the basketball player, had the penthouse here, and we are going to show you some amazing amenities. One thing I will say about this building, I think they have 14 different amenities, and when you see the stuff that's here, it's going to blow your mind. It really is. So let's continue with the tour. So for our second tour of the day here at Market Square Tower, we're going to show you this 2-bedroom, 1,664 square feet, currently on the 31st floor. This unit rents for 4,500. So depending on floor, it could be a little bit more, it could be a little bit less, but this is a great unit. Keep in mind, folks, this building was built in 2017. So 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Here is your powder room here to the right, and that's a really large powder room. I like the marble wall that they did here going around. That's a nice touch. All right. And the other thing that's nice here, you have this little entry area here where you can hang some art. Here to the left is your coat closet. Nice shelving inside. And as we work our way into the unit, here is your laundry room. In the hallway here, full-size washer and dryer. But Marty, look at this. This is like, I mean, this is a big room.
It's huge.
I mean, really nice. Now, it's interesting, folks, because I don't know if we filmed a building that was 8 years old before on the channel, but nowadays you're seeing more courts, courtside counters. Here we have traditional granite. So it's kind of interesting seeing this. But this is a really large island, undermounted sink, nice appliances. You also have a gas cooktop. It's pretty nicely done. Wine refrigerator here on the island. But look at the size of this room. I keep bringing that up. You have 4 bar stools here. This is good size. Really nice. All right, so let's make our way back here off of the kitchen because here is your secondary bedroom. And take a look at the bathroom there. Really nice size walk-in shower, full tile surround, a bench in the shower. Now this is, I'm going to say this is a full-size mattress. I don't even know if this is a queen. What do you think?
Yeah, I would say it might be a queen.
It might.
But you could definitely fit a king in here for
Easily
sure.
fit a king because you do have 2 large nightstands and you have that chair in the corner there. So there's plenty of room if you wanted a larger bed. You can easily do that. Plenty of room in this here for a dresser as well. And folks, take a look at the closet. It's nice that they did something better than the traditional closet organizers that we've seen.
Yes.
All right. The other thing is you have wood flooring in here, which kind of brings kind of like an elegant feel to this space. Very nice size balcony. Let's step outside for a second. Pretty cool. And once again, folks, we are downtown. All right. Let's go show our viewers the primary bedroom. That is a really large headboard.
I really like it actually.
It is nice.
That's pretty fire.
Yeah. Normally you see a headboard that literally ends at the edge of the bed, but this goes all the way across behind the nightstands. That's pretty cool.
I
Nice
like that.
feature. Yeah, now these aren't your typical floor-to-ceiling windows that we've seen a lot lately, but it is a nice size picture window. And I also like that they did this built-in shelf right here. That's a really nice touch. And in addition to that, you have a tray ceiling.
Tray ceiling. And that was also in the secondary bedroom too.
Right. And here's your primary bath. Now this is nice. Here's your closet. Dual vanity. Now this is not a standalone soaking tub, but it is a big tub.
This feels like a hotel.
It does feel like I don't feel like I'm at the St. Regis.
Yeah. Very elegant, very classy.
Right. But I'll tell you what's interesting here. If I lived here or you lived here, Melanie, I lived here, you probably want to have a little stepping stool to get in here because this could be a bit of a hazard trying to get out of here, especially if your feet are wet on these tile floors.
Yes.
That's a high tub right there. All right. And then you also have a pretty nice size walk-in shower with the bench, full tile surround. So this is a nice unit for 4,500, over 1,600 square feet. I think it's a pretty good value to be downtown.
Absolutely.
So as we mentioned earlier in intro, this building has some really nice amenities, and we have reached the top of the building, the 43rd floor, and we are in the Sky Lounge. And guess what? At night times, they literally have a bartender up here. They have live music, so it feels kind of like a club. So Morgan, follow me around, and we'll give a tour of this Sky Lounge area. So you have this nice bench seating here, art throughout. You have this here, and folks, if you remember that scene from Coming to America, what is this, velvet? This is unbelievable. So let's go. And here you have a conference room. I imagine if you want to have some private dining up here, you can do that as well. You have nice windows in here. If you have any meeting, there's a screen here. So this is awesome. And then piano. You have more seating over here. Some more bench seating. It's interesting because we've toured so many newer buildings lately. This is older, but it feels kind of swankier in a way.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Look at this cool piano.
That's sexy.
Yeah.
Sexy.
The highlight clearly is this bar with the blue light going across it. This is nice. I could see coming up here and having a drink at nighttime.
Absolutely.
Hanging out with some of your friends. And I don't want to cut through there. Let's go this way. And then off to this side, some more seating. Another conference table. It's just a really, really nice place to come out and hang out. Morgan, show our viewers the ceiling detail as well. Very cool.
Yeah, this space has everything you need.
All right, so let's move on. So, folks, this building has so many amenities here on the 4th floor. We're going to start here on the pool deck. Take a look at this amazing pool. I mean, it's really, really nice. You have a deeper end, you have a shallow end, you have some lounge chairs laying around in that shallow part. You have a nice sofa over there. Morgan, pan up to the view of the buildings. So, I mean, this is really cool to be able to sit out here amongst all these high rises and just relax. It's really nice. You have a lot of lounge chairs here. And folks, you're gonna have to forgive this on the video, but they're doing some construction out here. So if you see some workers, it just is what it is. We got to get the filming in no matter what. So take a look at this area over here. You have barbecue grills. You have an ice maker. You have some refrigerators. This is a really nice pool deck.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's go back inside and try to show our viewers all of these amenities. Hopefully we'll get lucky and nobody's using them right now. Okay, so just off the pool deck adjacent, like Morgan, pan around so they can see how close it is. There's the pool. Here's what is known as the demonstration kitchen. So folks, if you are having a party, if you have a private chef coming, they can prepare everything in this room. It's also my understanding that you can reserve this room for your own function. So this is pretty cool. You have a really super long island. You have 6 chairs there. You have some tables, some couches. So you need quite a few people in here. But for a chef, you have everything you need. You have your refrigerator, you have this long counter, sink, range, 6 burners. You have a microwave, you have an oven. You even have a coffee machine here. So residents can also come here every day, and as you can see, they supply the tea, they supply the coffee, the creamers, and everything. So this is a nice place you can stop off every morning on your way out or just throughout the day. This is your own personal Starbucks. This is a game room, virtual game room. So step inside, you have a nice little kind of chill out area where you can watch the participants. But Morgan, turn around, look at this screen here. So right now I think this does football, it does golf, and unbelievable, unbelievable. Terrible, absolutely terrible. Incomplete. Are you kidding? I gotta do that again.
He won't be making it to the Super Bowl.
No, I won't be, but I'm gonna get it this time.
There you go. Oh.
Completion. Come on. Incomplete.
What? No, I saw it hit the target.
It hit the target.
It absolutely did.
All right.
Whatever.
Another awesome amenity. I feel like a kid in this building, for crying out loud. This is crazy. This is a true game room. So look for it. You have a foosball right here. There's a TV on the wall. Follow me this way. This is insane. Ping pong. Shuffleboard. Just take a look at the art in here. It's just a real funky, cool space with a lot of color. Let's go this way. What is this here? Ski ball. Morgan, this is crazy.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
This is awesome. And then you have a golf machine. This is temporary out of order. Air hockey. Look how cool this air hockey
Your
is.
favorite.
Yeah,
One of your
I love
favorites.
some air hockey. Oh my God. And look.
Oh
A
gosh.
multicade. I'm sure you have everything on here.
You have Centipede on there?
You have Centipede. You probably have Miss Pac-Man. This is great. I feel like a kid. And then to make this a little bit more exclusive, you have a billiards room with a really nice pool table, nice seating here along the walls. This feels like swanky in here.
You could have a whole birthday party just down on the amenity
Oh
floor.
my God, this is great, folks. If you all are like big kids like me, or whatever. If you're 21 years old and you just like playing games, what a great place to come and get rid of some stress. This is pretty awesome. I love it. All right. Folks, it never ends. A poker room of all things. Look at this. You're right. You would never leave this building.
You don't need to. You literally do not need to leave your house.
So this is another first on the channel. They have a wine room. This is really nice. The high-rise I sold in my heyday in Vegas had a private wine room like this. So these are all lockers, folks. These lockers are $25 per month. Just kind of looking at it, it looks as if they'll hold 9, maybe 12 bottles of wine. So if you're a wine connoisseur and you keep a stash of your own wine, this is a great place to entertain. Come down here, open up your wine, and enjoy right here in this room. Pretty cool. So folks, we've told you there's a lot of amenities in this building. So here on this 4th floor where the pool is, we just left the demonstration kitchen. There is a treatment room, which I'm just going to call it a massage room. So if you want to bring in your own personal masseuse, this is a room that you can reserve. It doesn't cost anything. You just reserve the time and you can get your massage done right here in the building as opposed to going to an outside facility. All right, now this is a first on the channel, and this is actually the first time I've ever even seen one of these in person. But this says treatment room, but Morgan, I'll let you go inside, folks. This is actually a spray tan booth here at Market Square Tower. Okay, so just adjacent the spray tan room, Morgan, you're gonna have to follow me into this, but this is a spa relaxation room. So follow me inside here. Yeah, I'm glad no one's in here. But this is a little area where you can hang out. It's kind of like a yoga room, kind of has a zen-like feel. But also, these are in use right now. There is a sauna room, and Morgan down here, there is also a steam room. I know someone just went in there, so we can't show it to you folks. But this is like crazy because it's like having your own spa within the building. Steam room, sauna, spray tan, massage room. This is really, really nice. All right, so I'm not going to say this is a first on the channel, but it is the first time we've seen a kids room this elaborate. Look at this, Morgan. It feels like we're at a McDonald's Playhouse, for crying out loud.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's cool. So, folks, you don't typically see a lot of families with younger children living in high-rises. They typically like to be out in the suburbs or in a home with a yard. But if you have younger ones, this is such a cool spot. Look at this. You have books, you have little slides, little play areas. Look over here. I mean, this is very cool.
This is perfect. I mean, your nanny comes over, they could just bring them down here.
Exactly.
Like,
this is pretty sweet. All right, let's move on. So also here on this 4th floor amenities level is this nice little kind of lounge waiting area where you can come and chill out. But on the other side of these doors, there is a private conference room. So if you want to have any type of meetings, this is a great room. It almost is like a boardroom. So Morgan, pan around here because I think this is really nicely done. I love the wood paneling on the walls. This marble table, this is really nice. So look at this. This is seating for 14 people. So you can have a rather large meeting in this room if you need to. You also have the flat screen on the wall. So for presentations, this is the perfect space. So that wraps up another episode of Inside Houston Real Estate. My name is Lance Baisley, your host, and I want to give a huge thank you to the staff here at Market Square Tower for allowing this tour to take place. Folks, kindly hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And remember, if you're looking for any real estate, whether it's buy, sell, or lease here in the Houston area or anywhere in Texas, please reach out to my daughter Morgan and I. Our contact information is below. Folks, thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.